Happy Hump Day, Bucs fans. What's going on? Welcome to another great episode of Bucs Report, the Aftermath 102.9, the Game, Broad Street South Radio. It's one of your co-hosts is AJ. Turn up in the house. I hope you got your fire the cannons. I hope you got your rum. I hope you got your popcorn, your beer, because we are about to discuss Bucs football. We're going to be discussing the X's and O's, players and Joes. If you coached the game before, you'll understand that fucking reference. But no further ado, let's bring in Coach Slick, aka the British guy who's always fly. What's up?
Hey man, how's it going? How are you?
I'm hanging in there, man. Look, a lot of shit been going around. Look, I cannot wait. Basically, preseason starts in like 3 weeks. I'm ready because I have never been so more amped for the fucking Bucs to just shut people up and doubt the haters, because we are going to be something. Now, of course, it all going to depend on the coach, but as of right now, with this roster that the Bucs have assembled, people out there, again, we are fans of football than our team, but I take off my fan cap all the time. Look at the fucking offense for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers and look me in the eye and tell me they're not a top 3 offense. They were top 5 fucking last year. Look me in the eye and tell me that Vita Vea and Kancey, they are stellar players with Levante. And then you got a healthy Winfield. And now we have depth. Let me explain to you people out there. You want to know who what team that reminds you of? The fucking Eagles. They did the same shit. They loaded up. They had depth. And because they had depth for the most part, they were healthy. Depth is all about health, ladies and gentlemen, because now your starters don't have to work so hard. You don't have to have the best player at every position. You have to have the right player, ladies and gentlemen. So with that being said, the Bucs are a dangerous team. If you don't know, bring your ass up here and let us educate you, because I'm sick of people misleading people. Again, get ESPN's dick out your mouth. Get people on Twitter's dicks out your mouth. A lot of these motherfuckers don't know what they're talking about. And put it this way, I will show them the game of football on the field if I have to. That's how much confidence I have in my knowledge and my game and willing to back that shit up. I'm sick and tired of you fucking has-beens 20 years in the past. Well, I was this dude and okay. Obviously, you couldn't get to that level. Shit. If I had your opportunity, I probably would have got there. Better than you, because half of you motherfuckers that talking shit out there, you got C-cup titties. There's a big mama challenge out there on TikTok right now, Slick, and a lot of these dudes could be in it with these guts and breastises they got out here. So again, we talk shit, but we talk facts. We're talking football logic here, ladies and gentlemen. The Bucs are going to be a force. I don't understand it, but Slick, hold it down. What is it that is it about the Bucs that a lot of people out there who supposedly love the game of football and watch it don't get? I'll let you handle it.
Okay, just to go straight off the bat is their line on both sides has now got better. They've now got a center that's got a year's experience, so now he's not as green as he once was. That's a huge difference. Not that he was bad in his season; he had a very good season. I think he made just about scraped into the all rookie team. So that's always a good start to be considered to be the best rookie center. The next step is to be one of the better centers we're not expecting to be the best straight away, but we're expecting to be one of the better centers in the top echelon, maybe a top 15 kind of center. He does that. Now that line's starting to look a lot more complete. You've already got Tristan Wirfs, who is undoubtedly one of the greatest tackles of the earliest times these days, of this turn of this century, so to speak, or this decade, so to speak. He's elite at what he does. He can play on both sides, and let's not forget people like Cody Mark, who had a really good season. The weak link on this line right now is probably the other guard position, and even that's not bad.
And he's average. He's average. He's average.
Yep. You'll take an average guy if you can put him around talent, right? Because at the end of the day, there's always somebody on that team no one's got an all-pro fucking line. It doesn't exist, right? That's what the Pro Bowl's for. That's what the all-pro fucking vote's for. You might get one or two. You'll never get more than three. Never ever get that. That's an interesting conversation there. And then you got Luke Gedeke, who's only got better and better at the tackle position as time has gone by, and I don't expect any difference. Now you've got a running back who's not only just proved it, he gets to have his sophomore year. And yeah, will people be a little bit more on him? Well, if that lines is increased its stature, then the running back play should get better as well. And on top of that, you have the depth of Rachaad White coming in, who can run the ball if he needs to, but for the most part can do all the other tricks and things. It's a great reliever. And not to forget Sean Tucker, who had a rookie of a big game in his season.
Offensive Player of the Week against the Saints. That's right.
NFC Offensive Player of the Week. So there's no reason that this guy can not go and do his next step. Then we look at the quarterback. Negative, he can be turnover prone. Positive, he can let that thing sling that thing. He can let that thing fly, and he likes to fucking win. It's like having Jameis Winston with all the good shit and not quite necessarily the turnovers, because they're not the same. They're not the same dude. Remember, Jameis went 30 for 30. This guy went fucking like 40 for like 15.
41 for 16. Ratio shows me that's over 60% better.
We'll take that shit. If I got a quarterback that's giving me 30 plus touchdowns a year and he's giving me 15 or less interceptions, I can make that work, provided the fumbles aren't that bad. Then you talk to the pride of this Tampa Bay Buccaneers team. It's receiving core. Michael Lynn Evans III, the Rod guard Chris Godwin, Mika Ibuka, who will join the team, and it will take him a bit of time to acclimate, but I think he'll come out striding by around about week 7. He will be full on Chris Godwin mode. I would not be surprised if he could snag a Rookie of the Year unless he goes to a quarterback, which it usually does. And then we've got the Trey Palmers of the world. We've got the Devin Colps of the world. We've got so much talent that's snuck away, and some of it's unfounded. It's not got it's not been completely, truly appreciated yet.
Mm-hmm.
And then we've got our other tight end. There's just too much on this Buccaneer team on an offensive standpoint. From firepower, it is a better offense than, I would say, at minimum 8 other teams in the NFL. At minimum, I would go into the top 5. I go into the top 5 quite happily, but I can understand why people would say maybe top 10. I can see their argument.
Yeah, to a certain extent.
Now we go to the defense.
Yep, let's go to the defense.
Defense has got one of the biggest bullies down the middle in Vita Vea, and he's not stopped by slowing down. He is 100% a better pass rusher than he was 3 years ago. He's now racking up 6 sacks as a nose tackle. Let that sink in, guys. Nose tackles don't get sacks. They certainly don't get 6. They usually get 2. Good ones usually get about 4. Nose tackles don't usually get 6 to 7 sacks. It's unheard of. Now the biggest thing for us, we need to see a bigger leap from Kancey. We need to see that big, I'm taking over.
Mm-hmm.
I'm that guy.
Mm-hmm.
We see glimmers of it, but he's never stamped it down and go, I'm that fucking guy.
Right.
So there's a little bit of unfoundedness in this defense, and that's where its biggest weakness is probably the front. Outside, the guys on the line and the edge rushers, they're unfounded. You got Yaya Diaby, had one great season, had a bit of a fizzle and a bit of a sophomore slump. He's going to want to correct that. You got Hassan Riddick, had a bit of a down season. Not with us, but with another team. He's going to want to correct that. Chancey's season wasn't bad at all. It was good. It wasn't great. He should want to, as a first-round pick, to change that. Now this team has got teeth. Teeth that are hungry. Can't beat that. We got Levante David, and hopefully Savassier Dennis has that year that we all want him to have and start to take over. It was only injuries that set him back. And then we talk about the biggest thing is the corners. We don't know what the corners are going to truly look like. I personally think if they stop with this fucking being 10 yards off and fucking 3rd and 2 or 3rd and 5, we should be fine. We should be fine.
We should be fine. And
then the safeties, woo!
Yeah, say Tyke Winfield, healthy Winfield, a healthy Winfield, y'all. Healthy. Yep. He played throughout the season not healthy, but now Tyke, who's a hybrid who can do safety or nickel. Now, mind you, that is a wet dream for Bowles because you know he loves to disguise his schemes and blitzes and shit. That is what's going to change, and we have depth with Walker, with Roberts, and again, Savassier. Do not fret, Buck fans. There was once a player who was riddled with injuries his first 3 years, and his name is Gerald McCoy, and he turned out all right. And let's just say if Savassier can have a Gerald McCoy-esque type of career, that basically means when Levante leaves, the torch is passed to him. We all know Savassier is a fucking missile. We know he is good in pass coverage. Now we have depth, ladies and gentlemen. We didn't have that last year at pass rush nor safety. Oh, and there's another name we got to bring out there. Second-year guys. Broswell will do better because he's going to get more opportunities, more snaps. We have reserves, folks. That's what we did not have last year. And this is why I think a lot of people do not understand that. Despite what we went through last year, the Bucs still produced 41 sacks, y'all. Was it all over the place? Yes. But now, if that front seven can be fucking average, what's to stop us? Offensively, Slick brought it down. The run game. Because look, Rashad White knows at this point it's Bucky's job. But if Rashad is smart and you want to make money, Slick, you know what I'm gonna do? Oh, we're gonna ride this motherfucker out. Okay, you take a lot of the bashing, Bucky. That's your job. I'm the guy who will run in when it's necessary, but I'm the guy that's deadly in passing as well. That's another thing, Slick, that we just talked about the pride in the receiving core. Shit, Rashad White is a receiver himself in the backfield. Now, you're smart. You get there, you get us to the promised land, which I'm already predicting we will. Win a fucking chip. Now he can cash his own check, Slick, because he's still in his 20s. He's still a young man. You do this right, and they show you're a team player and you're not selfish. Now the market and the money opens. Okay, we'll go somewhere else and give you a 3-4 year deal for 40-something million or 30 million, and 18 of it guaranteed. That's what you got to do, Rashad. If you want to get out of here and get an opportunity to start somewhere else, by all means. But come to play, and I know he will. And we didn't even talk about Cade Otton and McMillan. You know me, Slick. If I'm the Bucs, get sexy, get creative. Grizzard, run a fucking spread. Get some crossing routes in there. And you know how I love my crossing routes. Look, I want to see shallow crossing with Amika. That's how you get him involved, in my opinion, early, Slick. Get him involved with the short passing game first, and then let him stretch the field as the weeks go on, like you said. Get him slowly acclimated. You got McMillan. You got Evans out there. Look, run the ball, but balance is cool, but do what you feel is best. With this receiving core, Baker Mayfield and rollouts, he makes things happen, Slick. He is not, like you said, that is an actual dual threat quarterback. Now, mind you, I said dual threat, Slick, because you want to know why? There's some motherfuckers out there who don't know the difference between a running quarterback and a dual threat. Oh, well, AJ, no, he runs the ball. I'm like, wait. A dual threat quarterback likes to throw first and they run when necessary. A running quarterback's first option is to take off. We saw Lamar Jackson grow out of that shit because he realized I can't do that. And That's what Baker does. Baker runs when it's necessary, and he's a scrambler. He's not a running quarterback. He doesn't want to be. He looks down the field, and Evans and them, he wants Evans to get those 1,000 yards, get it out of the way early. Don't wait. And this is something what sets my soul slick, and why I think the Bucs are on a mission and they want to get there is because Mike Evans said this just yesterday. I'm looking forward to a great season this year and competing for a Super Bowl. Competing. Mike Evans and this team, they already aware that what the fuck, we're not
Windows open.
Yeah, the window is open. And we have beaten the teams that everybody likes to lick on. Detroit.
We've beaten them.
The Eagles. We've beaten them. We beat your beloved Commanders. Again, for you Commander fans out there, if you really have football context of that game, because I've talked to real ones, like they go, look, if the Bucs just do one thing right here, we don't stand a chance. And they were being honest. They said, we love what Jaden did, but one other Commander fan
we're ready yet.
Yeah, and one Commander fan said, look, what Jaden did, it was in my TikTok. He talked to other Commanders fans. He said, guys, what Jaden did to the Bucs secondary was nothing special. Other people were doing that throughout the season, and that was because they didn't have the pieces. They said, he even said, Kirk Cousins threw for 500 fucking yards, and he was a statue. He said, Jaden never did that. He said, Jaden scrambled when it was necessary. He said, the Bucs just weren't aggressive. Like I said, again, Slick, when you're the only team
aggressive. We were too soft.
Fourth down. Yeah. When you don't go for a fourth down and you're the only team in the playoffs last year that doesn't do that, that's a problem. So at the end of the day, Slick, we know this. Bowles talking to you right now. Aggression, baby. That means synonym for that is belligerent. When it's a 4th and 4 with all these weapons, Slick, fucking go for it. And you're at your 10-yard line, go for it. Don't kick a field goal. Like when we go into Atlanta, let's say we get up 14 points and it's before halftime. Don't kick a field goal. Go for it. Go for that fucking shit. Go for it. That's how you know this, Slick, as a coach. That's how you want to mentally and physically demoralize a team. Like, yeah, you can't do shit. 21-0, bro. You're not coming back.
It's an extra down. You treat it like that, they'll go, fuck.
Right. Big boy is tired. And look, and if you rush them, if you huddle, if you do a no huddle, Slick, you know this, defense can't switch. So big boy out there who's been out there 5 drives, if he tries to run off the field and get somebody else, you just call a play and go, hi. And too many men on the field. That's a free play right there. That's what that shit, Slick. Isn't that what teams usually do to the Bucs defense when we're out there too long? We get tired, and the bend don't break shit to me is old news. You got to go balls to the wall. You got to go in there. Ain't no 4-play bowls. Get out there and punch them in the fucking mouth. Because if you punch them in the fucking mouth, and the way our schedule is, Slick, it bodes so well for the Bucs. All the good teams that we're supposed to play, we'll be able to get a sight on what they're going to be like. We don't play the Eagles till week 4. That'll give us a sight what they'll be like in 3 games. We don't play Detroit till week 7. We don't play the Bills till like fucking week 12. The hardest schedule is back-to-back is the Bills and the Rams. That's it. Anybody worried about Atlanta? I ain't worried about Michael Little Penix. I ain't worried about him. He's still a rookie. I ain't worried about Bryce Young and the fucking kittens. I ain't nobody worried about the doo-doo Saints. Ain't nobody worried about them. And guys, we're gonna try to get there. Slick and I, we're gonna try to get there and watch us put a beating on the Cardinals in November 27th. That's Thanksgiving weekend. So we're gonna have a lot to be fucking thankful for. Slick, the ceiling for this Bucs team, if they can stay healthy, at least 80%. 15.
Hey, we could be celebrating playoff confirmation on that day.
Oh, it's Slick. I don't even want to go. And if we celebrate playoff confirmation that day, we might. I'm not gonna lie. I'm not probably gonna remember
week 13, something like that. Week 13.
Yeah, week 13. It's November 27th, so it'll be a few games in. So if we can wrap this shit up, like I said we'll wrap the NFC South up by week 13. That's just me.
I see what I did there. Week 13. Here we go, brother.
Because if Bowles is aggressive like he should be, he hired that new this expert. So at this point, you need to fucking go, okay, well, you know what? Yeah, that's right. It's 4th and 2. Baker, bootleg. Or a Mecca, I need you to do a short curl route or shallow crossing route. Otten, I need you to run up the seam to take the linebacker and the safety. All right, so get it done, okay? Is that right? All right. Okay. Okay. Thanks. So, Coach, how did you feel about that? Well, it was up to my guys right there. We did it. Or he'll fuck around, take the credit. Well, you know, you got to just go balls to the wall, like my man AJ Turnip says. Are you happy? Yeah, look, I will lose my shit. All I'm looking for is Bowles, is you to go. Are you satisfied, AJ? Turn up. I'm gonna be like, damn right, Bowles. Get out there and fucking win it.
AJ, it's exciting.
Shit, look, Bowles, you got two men right here. We are supporting you. So for people out there saying you don't like Bowles, no, I support him because he's my fucking coach. But that doesn't mean that
he's free from criticism.
Yes, the clock is fucking ticking, Bowles. You have everything at your disposal. And no disrespect to the Joe Buck fan community. I like y'all, but this is no time for pussyfooting. You don't, because they'll say, well, the culture, hey, the culture can always, if you bring the right person in with this fucking roster, you can make it happen. Look at what we did with Brady and our coaching staff. Trust me, the winning mentality will be there. A new coach.
Well, what about the coach who when Tony Dungy left?
Boom. There it is.
Game set and fucking match.
Exactly. And
that's what a lot of Bucs fans are starting to compare it to.
Yes, they are, because Bowles and Dungy are similar in the nice, I hope
demeanor. Yeah.
I hope your day's going well. Bible studies Thursday, and just look. If it can work, that's cool. But if Arians and Chucky, the motherfuckers, like, hey, look, man, you scored this fucking touchdown, I get you 2 bottles of the most rarest brandy out this motherfucker. Let's get it right. Hey, oh, you like them girls over there? Look, they told me if you win, they'll eat peanuts off you. You know what I'm saying? The peanut butter off you. You know what? I like a kick in the pants, like, you fucking up right now, because I'll be that Coach Slick. You fucking me up. And look, there's an old saying, play to your last name. You know what that means, Slick? Go out there and represent your shit. Play to your last name, because that's what you're going to be remembered by, and your number. Hey, remember Evans number 13 right there? Fucking legend, because he made shit happen. So the Bucs got it, Slick. The Bucs have it. All we have to do, and like you said, the NFC is wide open, ladies and gentlemen. Eagles, they got to beat us, Slick. The monkey is on their back, not the other way around.
Hey, when you're a Super Bowl team, guess what? Everyone puts their best foot forward.
And look,
everyone wants to clip the Saints. Everyone wants to clip the Eagles. Everyone wants to clip the Eagles.
Everybody. And look, their first 7 games will define their season. They open with Dallas, the Chiefs. I think they play the Rams, the Bucs, the Broncos.
I mean, just to get to us, they could be 2-2 easily.
Exactly. Oh, I want them. You know what's like? I want them to be 3-0 because I want them to come in there like we're gonna come in back and we're gonna win. And the Bucs, our Bowles goes, nah. He might fuck around, try to do a fake Matumba. No. And we smack that ass. And yes, and we just teach everywhere. And I'm gonna try to be down there. No, I will be down to that Eagles game because y'all getting on my fucking nerves. Again, you have great talent, Slick. We know this. But you're not a fucking dynasty team yet. First of all, you got to go back to back. And second, well, this is one of the greatest teams ever assembled. What, in the past, 2 years? Cool. You're not beating, Slick. The 2024 Eagles are not beating the 2020 or 2021 Bucs roster.
I wouldn't say so. I think it'd be an interesting battle because it's 2 chaotic defenses.
Our defense is
but I think the Tampa Bay Buccaneers offense was probably a lot better.
Oh, well, even with the defensive side in the trenches,
So
Vita
guess what? We
too.
stopped the fucking run. There wasn't Saquon Barkley would be a no factor, which means guess what? Nope.
And we know, and look, Slick, we know what Jalen would do. You want to know why? Because he showed it to us in 2021. We bust that ass open. Well, wait a minute. He had Devontae was a rookie. Who gives a fuck? He was a special talent, right, guys? He's supposed to win with that. I don't want to hear no excuses. Again, we are here to talk football, ladies and gentlemen. We're not here to say Baker's elite because he's not.
He's got a ways to go. I'd say he's a very, very. I'd say he's
2 more years,
and I mean this in the nicest possible way. He's above Jalen Hurts. He's above Jalen Hurts in my opinion, and I like Jalen Hurts. I've got nothing wrong with Jalen Hurts. I just think as a thrower of the football, he's better than him.
Yeah, well, remember that Saints game when he threw 2 fucking darts to Jalen McMillan twice? The 4th down one was special. There's not that many quarterbacks that can throw that ball, Slick. I saw that shit and it just went, and then when we got that bullshit penalty, he still went, oh, all right, I'm gonna go back to him again. I agree. Some people have said this. He's above a Jalen and he's just below Allen and Lamar and Burrow. I can live with that. I can live with that. You know what? That get me into a fucking Super Bowl. I can live with that. I can live with that. Ladies and gentlemen, history has shown you when you put a decent person on a better team, they do good. Eagles fans, Saquon, AJ Brown, they both were good before they got to the Eagles. But what happened when they got to a complete team? They did better. That's what people
got to remember that Baker had MVP, was in the MVP conversation at one point.
Well, then they'll say, well, it was only a couple of weeks. Motherfucker, it don't matter. He was in there. And
in the conversation. He was definitely in the conversation. I'd say if you take away 5 of his turnovers, he's in the argument, not the fucking conversation.
He's in the argument, not the fucking conversation. I'm going to play a quick little game, Slick, because you're going to laugh at this. Well, I showed you this, but this quarterback has 15,506 yards, 100 touchdowns, and 44 interceptions. The second one has 14,667 yards, 85 touchdowns, and 39 interceptions. Who you think it is at the top?
Baker?
Tua.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. And the person at the bottom is Jalen.
I wonder what Tua would look like if he had that line.
Ooh, we already had that conversation. Motherfuckers was bad.
You're telling me that those numbers don't improve if you put that Eagles line and a fucking Saquon Barkley side card next to him?
And here's what makes it even funnier. Remember, AJ Brown and Tyreek Hill both went to different teams the same year. Tua and Hill combined for 4,468 yards and 26 touchdowns. Jalen and AJ Brown, 4,031 yards and 25 touchdowns. So if you really look at it, who maximizes their talent more? And you just said it. Tua never had a Saquon. He never had a line like that. Hell, he didn't even have a defense like that. The if game, when people say they don't like the if game, Slick, it shows me then you never watched the NFL because the if game happens every fucking year.
What about Zach Ertz? You got Zach Ertz, the other wide receiver, and Devontae Smith. I mean, he's got a complete team. There's no one's going to take that away from the Eagles. You guys are fucking talented.
That's right.
But if there's a quarterback that's doing it with, I can't name Miami's other wide receivers off the top of my head.
Oh, Waddle, but he ain't no Devontae Smith.
Okay,
I remember Waddle. I said Waddle ain't Devontae Smith. Waddle is literally without Tyreek Hill. There's no Waddle. Waddle is okay, but again,
who's their running back?
Exactly. I forgot his name, and
who's
he was
their tight end?
Exactly.
There you go. You can name that. I couldn't name one person. I can't name their line at the moment either. So it's Tua, Waddle, and fucking Hill. That's it.
That's it. And you can't even go to the defensive side. That's all we were trying to say about teams. Look at what Burrow's doing with Oh well, he got at least receivers.
Oh,
Imagine what
he's got a legendary team, but he can't he has to win a shootout every fucking game.
he has no, and that's not how football. You can't sustain shit like that.
No,
And ladies and gentlemen,
no,
we've seen
because
this
then
story
average
before.
teams can score on you like you can score on them.
Yes, exactly. And Slick, we've seen this story before. People forget Carson Palmer, Hushmanzada, Ocho Cinco. It's the same fucking thing. People, this is why we love the game so much, because history can repeat itself if you are not careful. It happens all the time, ladies and gentlemen. So again, what we're saying is we just want to see certain great players have a chance to get somewhere with somebody at least solid. Prime example, Lamar Jackson. Wouldn't it be nice to see Lamar with just a Devontae Smith like receiver or AJ Brown? I don't even want AJ Brown.
Rashad Bateman.
Right. Give him a Chris Godwin and see where he would go. That's all. Give a guy like, or Josh Allen. Josh Allen and Lamar in the same fucking boat. I have to do every fucking thing myself. Otherwise, when the playoffs get here, I'm screwed.
Yeah, I don't see too much for Josh because Josh did have good players. They've just left.
Well, Stephon Diggs is a fucking head case. That man is already on the boats with Sugar Booger and out there messing with stars and doing stupid shit. So he doesn't even count. I don't even want to talk about someone like him. That's the motherfucking kind of player, Slick, where
here's a piece of news. I wanted to get your opinion on this. Henry Ruggs will be eligible from prison in a few years. Should he be allowed back in the league?
No, stay the fuck.
No,
do something else. You don't deserve it.
Someone lost a fucking daughter. Someone fucking burned to death because you're negligent. And we're talking about fucking. The best thing you can do is just live a fucking quiet life. Just go and live a quiet life.
Right. And you have fucking Uber. You can call people. You can do this. You have the experience. And we're not going to get off. I'm going to get off my soap opera real quick on this. But for you young people out there, stop trying to live the life of other shit that you've seen on TV. Television isn't fucking real. If you want to know what real power and influence is as a player, people literally design their day around for you. People literally create podcasts and talk about you. Sunday is your holy day, all because of players like you. What fucking more higher level of immortality do you want? Fuck a chain, fuck a watch, fuck word of mouth to people. All that don't mean shit, because you want to know why? If you go out there and fuck up on that Sunday, they will turn on you just like that. So best believe, when people out here, me and the Slicks of the world, are making the money that we're making, and you get this opportunity where one of your fucking checks would take care of us for life, and you blow it, you don't ever deserve to go back. Fuck your second chance. Ruggs, fuck you, because you fucked up. Oh, you're being judgmental. No, I'm being right.
Well, you know how we're being judgmental? We're being judgmental is remembering that a fucking woman burned to fucking death. Can you imagine how fucking painful that is? There's a father out there that never will get to see his daughter again. There's a mother out there will never. There's a potential mom that never gets to have children. A potential husband that never gets a wife. A potential kid that never ever get fucking thing. All because he was fucking too stupid to fuck. He basically did the definition of fucked around and found out. And we're going, well, maybe because he's talented, we can
no. Fuck his talent. Fuck his talent. You know what? Subway's hiring, motherfucker. You know what? Take your ass somewhere else.
Me personally, I'd want to live if I did something as bad as that, I'd want to just live a quiet life where no one knew my fucking name, no one did anything. I didn't matter how fucking sorry. I don't want anyone to know who the fuck I am. I'd change my default and just fucking move and live a quiet life.
Well, you wouldn't have said that. No, here's the thing. Well, you wouldn't have said that or had that mindset at 22. That's the fuck I would, because you want to know why. First of all, I was raised by two parents, and I worked since I was 14, so I didn't have the fucking luxury of having the money. Hell, if I had more of a financial stable income, I would have been able to play more football, but I had to go work. But that's a whole nother topic for another time. But the point is, at that age, I understand you don't fucking drive when you're blasted. And if I have millions of fucking dollars, Slick, I can easily call an Uber and have somebody go pick my shit up the next day. I'm fucking Henry Ruggs. I'm worth millions. Hey, I'm drunk, Slick. Can you come get me? Because I'm too fucked up to drive, bro. Or, hey, look, man, my man, can you watch my car for me? Or, hey, what's up? Can somebody drive this? But either way, you fuck you, and Riggs, fuck that, and Diggs, fuck you too, because it shows, ladies and gentlemen, you can have talent, but if you don't have it up here, this man is on 3 different fucking teams now. You had Josh Allen as your fucking quarterback. If you'd had your shit together, you could have gotten past, you could have helped him get past Mahomes, but you want to be a bitch ass. Fuck that. But anyway, speaking of bitch ass people, we're going to be talking about, I want you guys to look at things because it goes back to the Lamar having an opportunity, because Coach Slick and everybody else out there, I was telling everybody that I don't know, for the love of me, Slick, everybody's like, well, Lamar has a complete fucking team. He got Derrick Henry. Last time I checked, Slick, Derrick Henry's a fucking running back, not a wide receiver. I said, well, I'm like, Zay is not that guy. What do you mean?
If that's a complete team, don't get me wrong, we all know that running backs take the edge off a quarterback, but then why don't you just have fucking Tommy fucking Two Laces hand off the ball? Because that's all you need, right? Guess what? This method's already been done. It was called the Tennessee Titans. Shitty quarterback, handed the ball off. Guess what? He is that good that he pushed him into the playoffs and then went up against teams that could stop the fucking run. And now your quarterback has to be a fucking quarterback, and he can't, because guess what? He's not that level yet.
And the funny thing is, if we go back further with the Tennessee Titans, they learned that from Chris Johnson. No quarterback. When the playoffs got around, hey guys, load the box. Load the box. Oh, and
load the box, and you're going up against teams who know how to stop the run, because anyone can load a box, right? But teams in the playoffs, they got to the playoffs because they usually have. You can beat the odd team here and there, but no one's winning a championship with a running back and a good defense. No one's doing. It's not gonna. It's not. It doesn't work anymore. And having that quarterback who can just make the odd play here and there and put a few plays together and what have you, those days are done. Eventually, your quarterback's gonna have to step up and be the man.
Step up and be the man. And also, what quarterback without a complete team, Brother Slick, has won the game by running the football? Last time I checked, Slick, I draft a quarterback to throw. He can be a running quarterback, but
now that threat.
That's the threat. But if you just want him to run the ball, you're going to have what you had when Hurts in the first Super Bowl with him and Mahomes. There's a reason why Mahomes threw for 3 fucking touchdowns and Hurts ran for 3. When people say, well, he outplayed him. No, he didn't, because Mahomes played the quarterback position. Like you just said, Slick, outsmarted him.
I will never put any bad words on Hurts. He tried to put that team on his back and he tried to drag them to a Super Bowl win, but it wasn't enough, because that's not you need the playmakers, because eventually you're going to make a mistake. You can't just keep going, I'm going to put it on me. Don't worry, guys. I'm going to push us. Eventually that ball gets popped out.
And more than that, you're not that guy to do so. I love Hurts. Like you said, nothing's wrong with Hurts. I love his intensity, but he's not Lamar, y'all. I think a lot of people, Slick, when they get upset with them, like, do you understand how freakishly athletic Lamar is for a quarterback? We haven't seen that type of athleticism since Michael Vick. Put it this way, Hurts ain't that motherfucking guy. Again, y'all, he's good, but this is what happens when you load a good team. But speaking of that, back to this video, because this dude said, Zay Wilson is he's a number 1 wide receiver, and he's like that. So this exactly. So now we're about to get into it, ladies and gentlemen. Get your popcorn ready for this and get ready to have a blast, because I sure did. I want to ask you this, man. What is a stutter and go? When you stutter, do you move in the outside or inside?
Yeah, stutter and go.
Yeah, just answer the question right now. Do you know?
That's all on the receiver, sir.
A stutter and go is on the Z receiver, on the V and the X on the Y receiver, X and Y receiver.
Yeah, but do they move on the outside or inside? And don't answer AD. I'm asking Dejan.
You clearly do not watch football, sir.
Can you not answer the question? It's a simple question. What is a stutter?
Listen.
Is a stutter and go? Does he
2024 highlights?
Outside or the inside? It's a simple question. Okay.
No.
Okay. Can you answer it, please?
No, I'm trying to give you some exact data.
No,
Go
don't give
and-
me the exact data. You should
No,
know
I'm
this.
giving you
Give
the
me-
exact data.
Give me,
You're going
give
to
me the
see
stutter.
him
Okay,
line up in
okay.
different spots, including doing stop and goes and stutters and goes.
No,
That's what I
just
tell
answer.
you.
Is it the
That's
outside?
not
or
what he's
inside?
saying.
J-Mac, he don't know. He don't know. He just don't know.
Not just look. I'm just based off what he said.
what-
He said
what's
he
the
don't
diff-
have
okay.
weapons that can get
Okay,
separation.
What's the
That's
difference?
all I'm answering. That's all I was talking about.
No. Okay, what's the difference between a comeback and a curl?
Stop asking rhetorical questions.
Can I say something? Can I?
A
AJ, can I say
rhetorical
something?
question. Hold on, J-Mac.
Rhetorical question.
That's not a rhetorical question.
He said, "What's the difference between a curl and a goddamn and a comeback route?"
Do you
Yeah,
know?
correct.
Do you know? Do you know?
Yeah, I
What
played
is it?
receiver, fool. Stop asking rhetorical questions.
How
It's
is that
not
a
a
rhetorical
rhetorical
question?
question.
You're even
Get to your point. What's
you're
your
even
what's your
using
point?
rhetorical the wrong way.
That's yes, a rhetorical
That's not a
question.
rhetorical question.
It's a very dumb question.
No, a
This is
dumb
elementary school. This is
Look,
Pee Wee
no,
football
that's
stuff.
not. Obviously, you didn't do well in that because you just used a word in the wrong
Football is football.
context.
It's pretty clear. Like
Football
one
is
breaks
football.
to the
Nah,
inside
that
and one
doesn't
breaks
sound
to the
rhetorical.
outside.
But what
Like,
should get
it's,
to your
Thank you.
point?
it's not a
Thank you,
rhetorical
J-Mac.
question.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is why education is important. Don't be a student athlete, not an athlete student, because unfortunately, those are the only reason people like fucking Riggs and them Ruggs and them get to where they are is because of their athletic abilities, and that's why they do stupid shit in the real world. Now, let's break that whole thing down because one rhetorical. Here's the example of a rhetorical question, and I say this to this individual: do you know what you said was stupid? That's a rhetorical question, sir. The fuck? If you don't know, all you have to do, people out there, is just say, you know what? I don't know. Let me go back and do my research. But it's a dumb question when you don't know shit. And mind you, he played wide receiver. How the fuck you don't know? Those are the basics. Those are the basics. I didn't even ask him what angles to run, how many degree angles for a slant, or what's the difference between an out route and a dig or a hitch. If you don't know, just say that. But again, the reason why I set him up, Slick, if he would have been paying attention, like I said, I'm like, can any of those routes that I just mentioned, can Zay do them at the level to elevate Lamar in crunch time in serious games? That's where I went with it. That's where I was going with this, Slick. He didn't even realize that. And later in the video, people was like, damn, he got you. I'm like, yes, that's my point. Because the way that he tried to say that Zay is this fucking guy, I'm like, bro, we all watch the same fucking receiver. He's not that guy. If he was that guy, Lamar would have done so much better. But I want you to break down that video. I'm sorry that you had to go through to watch that. And for people out there watching, I didn't do this. He did. Education is important. I leave the floor to you.
I mean, you want to talk about stutter and go?
Stutter and go, and just like if he doesn't understand a stutter and go or dig,
but here's the thing, like not every scheme will run a stutter and go. I've never had it really run on me. I mean, I would call it a fake and go personally. If I saw it with my own naked eyes, I know it's got its own name, but if I was just watching film, he's faking and going. Mm-hmm. That's essentially what it is. You're planting one foot to the out. You're planting your outside foot, hitting your inside foot, and then working back to the outside. So you are literally stuttering your feet. That's where the phrasing comes from. That step, step, step out. Step, right. Step out. And it's done literally like step, step out. To the point where you're fixing them. And that delay of their feet moving causes the cornerback, the defender, to try and figure out where he's going because he's stepping in two different directions almost, I won't say simultaneously, but very quickly at the same time. He then has to pick a direction. Now, the answer to this is you go where the hip goes, because it doesn't matter how much you chop your feet, your hips are still staying in the same spot. Now, if I step, I go step, step, step. My hips are now flipped to this direction, which means I'm going that way and not that way. Hence why we say look at the hips, don't look at the feet, don't look at the body turning. Was it hitch and a comeback? Hitch and a comeback. Okay. They sound like they're the same, but they're not. One is run into a single point. So I would say a hitch or a curl or a hook is running direct. I think hook's more for a running back. Anyway, it's running probably usually around about 5 yards. Your outside foot steps up and your entire body snaps around to the quarterback, facing them from the inside. So the ball can be punt, and then you can bend round or you can bend in, depending on where your defender is, where your defender's coming from. Comeback is basically running around. It's a deep releasing route. You're probably running about 8, and then you're returning to the sideline looking to catch that ball, because Sammy's sideline is your defender.
Now, was that so hard, ladies and gentlemen? Mind you, if you played the game or coached it, and we're not here, again, you don't have to have played the game or coached it. That's not what we're saying. The point is, if you don't fucking know, don't act like you don't.
What would have been sexy is if he was super smart, he answered your question and then put in, if he's a wide receiver, put in an exotic route. What's a whip route?
There you go.
Yeah.
What's a wheel route? But again, if like you said before,
from wide receiver, it doesn't really mean a lot. But most wide receivers don't run a wheel. But yeah, I get you. He can throw that in there because.
Yep, you're right. And all you have to do is say, "Look, what you said before, Slick. Hey, I'm not familiar with that because of what I learned." Mm-hmm. I leave you alone. I go, you know what? I can respect that. I'd have been like, you know what? I respect that. But for someone, it's a double whammy for this dude, because one, either you didn't play at all and you just capping, or you were on the team and they cut your
Certainly not a rhetorical question. Certainly not a rhetorical question. I think he thinks a dumb question is a rhetorical question. A rhetorical question is a question that doesn't need to be asked. Like, man, I fuck it. Pizza's the best. That's a rhetorical question. Everyone mostly agrees that pizza's the best, right?
Yeah. Again, sometimes over here, ladies and gentlemen, learn the basics first. Just like
it's a hot day today.
Right.
You know what I mean? You're not going to turn around and go,
it's hot as shit out here, ain't it?
Yeah.
That's
rhetorical.
That's rhetorical. But see, unfortunately, people on TikTok, Slick, they just
Let's put it into football analogy that would work here. Fuck me, he cooked him with that stutter and go.
That's it.
It's a rhetorical question. He did the job.
Exactly. Again, y'all. If you don't know something, this is why the internet.
It's okay not to know.
It's okay not to know. And
I don't know everything. AJ don't know everything.
I don't. And what we do in our culture is, there's a term we use called barbershop talk. Barbershop talk is cool, Slick, until you got to get on the internet. Barbershop talk is where it should stay with your dogs if you just shooting the shit. But when you get out there and you're trying to talk on a big stage, just be well informed. Otherwise, you can't get upset if someone comes out there and corrects you or say, "What the fuck are you saying?" I got a motto: reflect, not react. Sometimes you have to think. No, a lot of times think before you respond. A lot of people on there, Slick, when they try to attack me, they're just talking, not even hearing what they just said. And it's a contradictory, because again, he fell for it. All this route that I was asking him, I set him up. I said, can Zay do that to help Lamar? And the answer is fucking no. Can the receivers do that for Josh Allen that he has now? The answer is no. Slick, you know why? Because if so, things would have been different for both teams. There's a reason.
They probably can run it, but they might not be able to run it very well.
Exactly. And that's all I was trying to. I think,
or it's not in the belief of the scheme, that is what they're trying to do. But look, we all know that wide receivers with bigger route trees, which is why Mike Evans gets the criticism, usually tend to be successful.
Yes.
The more polished you are as a route runner, the more success you're probably going to have. And I've stated time and time again that Mike Evans doesn't have the greatest route tree, but of his route tree, he is 100% a master of, to the point where no one can do what Mike does. The closest person is probably DK Metcalf. in that same aura of.
And it's not even still with that close because remember, he has never. He's the kind of player, and it's not just him. It's like you've seen certain players that rely on their physical abilities but never develop their craft. Usually they fall off faster because once you lose that step, you're done because you haven't developed.
And I also think if you look at Mike Evans' route tree from his first year to where it is now, it's way more polished.
Oh, 100%.
He running a lot more slants than he ever did.
Yes,
he never used to run that many slants.
And you know what's devastating was one of his plays as his hitch. That run real fast and that his
because
hitch,
then you can play with it because then you got the hitch and go, and then you can even turn your hitch and go. You could turn a hitch and go to a comeback. And that's what he was so good at, is manipulating that whole short to deep route.
Mm-hmm.
You ain't gonna run digs. You ain't gonna run.
I'm glad you said that. Godwin is your digs man. Godwin is the dig.
Godwin's your dig dude. But he'll run your posts, he runs your seams, he'll run your out routes, he'll run your comebacks, he'll run all that good shit. But he's a deep route wide receiver, which in theory should make him easier to cover because you've got more time to fucking cover him. But it doesn't work that way.
I love that you say that because again, that's fucking football logic, right? If his tree is so limited, why the fuck can't nobody stop him? But again, narratives are very important because remember, Randy Moss's route tree was limited like shit, but we don't have that same narrative. It's
is it limited, or is they just so good at it that they're like, just carry on doing that shit, man?
Exactly.
You know what I mean?
And that's all we are trying to say. But again, in that whole situation, y'all, the whole point was unless you know what you're talking about, and the most important thing I think is knowing the true definition of words. Slick, in this society, we overuse words. When we say
literally,
yes, literally, exactly. When you say elite, to me, Slick, that is the best of the best. That means you're doing things that is in a small.
You're top five in my eyes. Elite's top five.
Yeah, that's what you're supposed
Goat's
to do.
number one. So there's no such thing as he's one of the goats.
Right. No. There's only
you're either the goat or you're the goat, and then beneath that's elite, and then beneath that's I would say like extremely good, very good, whatever. Then there's good. Then there's average. Then there's below average. Then there's poor. Then there's dog shit.
Then there's right. So again, you just seen how many levels that you just said. Unfortunately, with the young people nowadays, it's just elite or dog shit. That's it. Yeah. And that's not how it works.
Elite or dog shit.
Right. Sure. Well, he does this, he does that. I'm like, wait a minute, but is he effective? Just because people run more route trees than Evans doesn't mean that he's better. And I'll give you a prime example, Slick, because this
Edelman probably has a better route tree than Mike Evans. Someone want to pull up his fucking his stats in the regular season.
His stats, and well, here's where people try to, when it comes back to the Evans situation, when I say that certain receivers are still better overall, they'll say this, like, well, no, right now because AJ Brown's younger and he's done more. Now, you know who I switch when I flip this player and do the same shit, then it's no, that's not, no, hold on. Tristan Wirfs is better than Lane on the Eagles. Now, and I said once upon a time, but I said, can we say, according to y'all logic, Wirfs is playing better. Wirfs has given up 1 sack in his entire career. Oh, and guess how many sacks Lane has given up? Lane Johnson has given up his entire career, Slick. 23. 23. No, that's a fucking a lot. He's been in the league since 2013. Mind you, Wirfs came in 2020, but Wirfs has only given up 1 sack, and that's to a possible Hall of Famer in Khalil Mack. So, according to their logic, remember, Slick, remember when they said, well, AJ Brown's better as of right now. Well, can we not say Wirfs as of right now is better than Lane? So, checkmate, Eagles fans. Check fucking mate. Because again, this Slick, you got to get on the TikTok with me and hear the shit. Because
when did these happen? Do they happen like crazy hours in the morning?
I'll send you the links and let you know. But it's so funny because you're gonna laugh. Because the other guy that you saw in there, J-Mac, he played offensive line in college. And he's the one who's tried to be the voice of reason. And even he couldn't help that guy. He was like, oh, no. He was like,
not what he's asking you, dude. He's asking you a direct question and you're just pussyfooting around it.
Well, again, you know why? Because it's an emotional response. Typically, Slick, we all do this sometimes. When you are emotionally charged and you're angry and you're not thinking logically, you are going to give an outburst. Well, that's fucking stupid. It's not stupid. It's just you just didn't know. And it's okay. Sit back and relax. And if you really look at things, because people ask me all the time, well, AJ, why do you think your team is like this? Looking by this. If I wasn't a Bucs fan, I still would say the Bucs have the best receiving core because they have depth across the board that no other team has.
I'll tell you what, when you see those what you call it, those lists that people do, we're either really high on the list or we're just outside. We're just inside the top 10.
Yep. Yeah. Exactly.
I mean, I never want to try and drink our Kool-Aid too hard because, we'll always put ourselves as number one. So I say we're definitely a top 5. Where we fit in that top 5 is an argument that can be made. But we're definitely fucking top 5. We're not outside no top 5.
No, when it comes to top NFC teams, we're number 3. It's Eagles number 1. Then it's Detroit. Now, people was like, really, Detroit? I'm like, yes, Detroit is still a more talented roster. And then it's the Bucs. Now, if you want to talk about overall, it's the Eagles, it's the Ravens, the Bills, the Lions, then the Bucs. The Bucs will be like 5 because I think people again they forget the defense last year. It had its moments, and mind you, we had our moments being wounded. Just like Eagle fans bitch about their players, injuries do happen. Now, Slick, if we can go in this healthy, it's going to be difficult. The Bucs are going to be dangerous, ladies and gentlemen. And again, Baker is hungry.
How banged up we were in those 4 games, man.
Right, and look at Baker still was producing. One of the best plays he ever did is when Nick Bosa was grabbing him, and that motherfucker threw that shit to Rashad. Yeah. Like, oh my God, you couldn't have told me Slick we was gonna lose that game. I'm like, oh my God, we're gonna win. Oh shit! And that's Nick Bosa. Imagine a big motherfucker like that grabbing your arm. Most people would die.
But
most people would piss themselves. My man was just like, huh, I got this. That's the turn. You know what? That's what we love about Baker, Slick, because that's something you can't teach. You can't teach that. So, and with that ado, we're going to wrap this shit up. But again, the most important thing is know your words, please, for the sake of your intelligence, because we don't want people out here thinking you're slow. Well, you've already done that. So with that being said, guys, thank you for checking out Bucs Report, the aftermath on 102.9 The Game, Broad Street South Radio with your host, AJ Turnup in the house. Follow my YouTube channel. It's about Bucking Time. AJ Turnup on TikTok when I go live because I'm going to piss off a lot of people. So, Slick, take care of yourself, my brother, and go Bucs.
Go Bucs, bro.
Yes, sir.
Okay, guys, that's the end of the show. So, that's us done. We're getting into we got all the camps coming up. They're going to be going into preseason not too long from now. We're almost in July, guys, and then August is full on preseason. I will tell you, I'm really enjoying Shiloh Sanders in a Buccaneer uniform. I don't know why. I'm hoping that he can make the team. That'd be really cool for me. Everything this guy's putting down, I just see consummate professional so far. But yeah, the Buccaneers have got some stuff to do. We're seeing like guys are getting released. Maybe the Buccaneers will make some move. I know that everyone wanted us to go after Alexander, the cornerback from Green Bay. I didn't see it happening. We've invested way too much draft capital into our cornerback room, so I don't think they're going to do something like that. If they're going to make a move, it'll probably be safety or pass rusher. I don't see anything else, to be honest. I don't think there's really any. I'm not saying there's no need, but you've got guys there that I don't think the upgrade would have to be significant for you to make that effort. But on that note, guys, I'll see you all next Wednesday. Same bad place, same bad channel, and we'll get this thing done. And we'll keep talking more football, and we'll keep flying that Buck flag high. Bucs on me, Bucs on free. 1, 2, 3, go Bucs!
I don't know what to say.